Okay, here we go. Let's have some fun. This is James Madouk speaking. I've got a great. Well, I think it's great. Hopefully, you will too. I'm going to talk about some master prompts, or kind of some prompts that you should kind of have in your back pocket if you're creating YouTube videos or online courses, and you want to get started using AI for these things, but you're just not really sure what's happening. And you need a little bit of help. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over these prompts, how I came up with them, where they fit in, and more importantly, at the end in the comments, once we're all done, I'll make sure that the download links are available so that you can have them. And there are 20 like master prompts, or prompts that you can use on a continual basis that will help you get started, and more importantly, just kind of play around with. Now, if you've missed some of the other sessions that I've done, because I do these every day, they're live sessions. One of the things I talked about were the styles of prompts, and I identified 4 different styles of prompts, whether it be a conversational prompt, or an act as if prompt, or a mega prompt, or a chain prompt. There's kind of those different styles. I'm not going to get specific on those ones today. These ones are for if you're just kind of starting out and you want to think, well, maybe I have an idea for a YouTube video, or maybe I have an idea for a course. How can I get started with those? Where do they fit in? What should I do? So that's where things are at. I'm going to do my best to go and put it together in a way that you can see the pieces that I'm using these prompts for. And just understand, these are totally flexible. These are just ones that I came up with, ones that I follow in the process that I put together. And you can change the question task, but use the same format of prompt. And as I mentioned before, these are really, I don't want to call them beginner prompts, but they're starter prompts. And they're for people who are just starting out. But if you have done some in the past, you may be missing some of these things. You can use some of these prompts for. So here's one of the things. Let me just make sure. I got a message here just saying that one of the areas can't be connected, which is fine. So I'm going to close some of my screens. Here's how come I use these and what's kind of important with it. So just moving some screens over here. One of the things that I do personally is we use, and we always had used, a tool called Teamwork, which was a tool that we used, a piece of software. It was a third-party service that had the help desk and our project management tool. And one of the things that we spent a lot of time doing internally is kind of streamlining and simplifying some of the tasks and the way that we do business. And we ended up converting the project management tool to one that we own on our WordPress site, which is from Fluent. It's actually WP Ninja, I think, is the developer, but they have a tool called Fluent Boards, which is a project management tool, and they also have Fluent Support, which is the help desk tool. So we were able to use those tools and get rid of that additional service that we had to pay extra for. So when I create a YouTube video or get ideas for YouTube videos, I basically have a list that we work on. And if you take a look on the screen here, I'll just open up, let me just open up. We have it set up, or I have it set up in some boards. Right now it's in a list view, but if I want to look at some boards, these are video ideas that are here. These are ones in this column that are being researched. These ones are scheduled. These ones are in production. And then I've got some different strategies and ones that are completed here. So right now there's 44 ideas in the list. And to be honest with you, they're coming so quickly that this is kind of filling up, and it's hard to keep track of the ones or combine the ones. And that's why we're using a tool like this, trying to see them in a list, trying to see them in progress or where they are, what's ready to produce, what's not ready to produce as a live event. But in these ones, I'll go back to the list view just so that you see it. In the particular task, all of these ones, there's a set of things that has to happen, right? Some people call them standard operating procedures. Some people, don't even bother with them, which is another video that we have in the flow here. But there's things that have to be done if you are going to create an online course, or if you are going to create YouTube content. And I do live videos only, but same thing applies if you are doing a recorded video. And in fact, there's some more things that need to be done if you're doing recorded ones and edited videos. So we only do live edits with Ecamm, which is the tool that we've used for doing our live streams that allow us to cut and go back and forth between pages and headshots and things, for example, where it's going to be a pencil where we can write on the screen, or have a picture over top of a browser window. So there's 7 things that we've kind of identified, or things that we do on a regular basis. So if I was going and let me just open up one here. Let me just pick one that's a good one here that we can. Let me just do the template. We'll do the template one. And this is just an example. I'm opening up one. So these are kind of the things or tasks, right, that you have to do if you're going to be doing a YouTube video. Same thing applies as if you're doing a course. But you have to get titles, descriptions, thumbnails put together. You need things like affiliate links and affiliate materials if you're going to promote it. You're going to have to be able to create graphics and generate graphics for it. You're going to need ending screens and cards. You're going to need things like timestamps, descriptions, micro descriptions. There's a whole list of things that are tasks that need to be done for this. Now, the problem is, not the problem, the thing that's interesting is that you can do this manually. And in fact, a lot of people do it manually. An example of one of the things that, I'll just do this one here, open up. I actually started, and one of the things that we do is we have a video detail sheet that I go through, and it's kind of, these is my checklist, my personal checklist for each of the video as to kind of what happens, right? What are the main tasks? What are the title, description? What are all the things that I'm putting together here? This is my Google Doc that we put together. And again, I'll make this available as a download for you. But, video concepts, is there a story in it? Who's the character? What do they need to do? What are the obstacles? What happens if they don't do it? A story outline, hooks, services, bullet points. There's a whole bunch of things that are here. But how do you come up with them? Where do they come from? Well, the best thing to do, of course, is have a series of prompts that you can use that does all of that work for you, or more importantly, gives you a starting point to generate those different pieces for you. So what we did is I created a series of prompts that we can use on a regular basis to help us along with that. And I redid them for this video, and I did like a basic, intermediate, and more advanced, or more of a starter, intermediate, and a little more complex. So there's a list of prompts that we can use to go over all of the different pieces that are important in this particular outline. Let me just open up one here, and I'll show you the ones. I'll open up a screen here. This is just a Google Doc to get started, and this is actually one of the rough ones before they get converted to a PDF. But these are just 20 core prompts that can be used, and we'll go over a couple of them in detail so that you can see them. But this is one if you're creating YouTube content. So you can use an AI prompt for the video title. How do I come up with the video title? How do I write a description instead of doing it by hand? How do I use AI to do that? How do I put the thumbnail design concept in place? What are some ideas on how I can kind of use that, and what happens? If I have a video script, some of the things that a lot of people do, let me just create this one a little bit bigger. Create the text a little bit bigger. Hopefully we can make it a little bit easier to see. Yeah, let's try this as well. My apologies. Do it as a 14. We'll apply it to all the normal text. Why didn't do that? Okay, it's all on Markdown. My apologies. Let me just do this one. What would be the best way to show this? Again, this is downloadable, so we'll just kind of leave it at that for now, and we'll get to this back. But got video description, thumbnail, video script outline. If you're not comfortable actually talking in front of the camera or just using keynotes, I was talking about a teleprompter actually on Monday earlier in this week in the 3 different approaches to teleprompters. If you need an exact script, you can have it generated here for you as well. Hook and intro writing. There's a tip and a tail usually to any of these online videos. What can you use to get people started or enticed in the video? How do you wrap stuff up? How do you do a call to action? What are the pieces that you want to have, or what's the purpose of the video? What do you want people to do in the middle of the video, in the end of the video, at the start of the video? How are you going to structure those call to action? Maybe you need to do some proper tagging, right? And make sure you're focusing this on the right person. So, do your keyword and tag research. If you want to find out and create chapters and or timestamps, one of the things you can do is after you've actually created the video is you can use a tool like Glasp, which we've shown in some other videos, but it'll take the transcript and you can have an AI prompt that takes the transcript and creates the timestamps for you. They're already there, but it could do a fine-tuning of them and put them in a list of 10, for example, or get a little more way that you want to get set up as. B-roll, visual aids. If you're doing a video that's produced or a course that's produced, how or what are some additional video aspects that it's doing. Questions and comments. What questions and comments can you use in the YouTube video? If you're planning out a series of videos, not just one, how can we use that as well? Curiosity gaps, hashtag strategies, sponsorship pitches. And again, I have a list of these. They're all available in the downloads, but there's a whole list of them here, and I put them together in a map as well, just sort of that you can kind of see where these all fit in. So if it's a YouTube video, it's kind of broken in. There's a third one. I did no research. I'm assuming that you've actually done some research, but if you're looking at creation, and it identified 12 prompts here. Yeah, so video titles, descriptions, these are all, 12 things that you might want to consider using AI prompts for, and I've included the AI prompts, and then I've got another 10 here, which are things about, collaborating, playlist organization, pinned comment, video tags, audience engagement prompts, email series that go out. All of these tasks that had to be done manually before can now be done with a set of master prompts that allow you to do that. The other one that's here is this is similar for online courses, right? Online courses have the same kind of pieces, but it's more about outlining the curriculum or the lessons and topics, putting a lesson plan together, having the specific learning objectives that you want, assignment ideas, quizzes, discussions that you want to put in, resource lists, case study ideas. These are all ones that are easy to use with some simple prompts. So let's go over some of the prompts that I have for you. Again, you'll have this map to kind of look at and play around with. And do you have to use all of these? Are you like forced to use all of these? No, not at all. But these are ones to have and to improve on and to use in your business. If you're going to be creating more than one course, I recommend you use it. But if you're going to be using promotional material, course promotional material, educational material to promote courses, for example, webinars, seminars, anything that you're doing, you can use these prompts to do any of these particular tasks that you will probably end up doing if you are in an education business and or you're creating YouTube content. I also included 2 shared elements. So, if you're doing both, there's 10 here that you can do that apply to both of them. And those ones, again, are simple ones that you'd be able to use and have some, not fun with, but put together as ones that are important to you moving forward. So let me just open these ones up a little bit and make the screen a little bit bigger so that you can see it. So there's shared ones. We've got promotion and creation ones for online courses. And then we've got some additional ones for YouTube videos. And I'll just move those ones up. Now, here's the cool thing with all of this is, I don't know about you, but I really, really, really love creating these videos. I just have fun doing it. Even if you are nervous doing it or you're just starting, having these this research available, these paths to follow, makes things a lot easier. The more that you can get comfortable using these prompts to generate some text for yourself and have it on the screen, have it on your teleprompter, have it on your talking points or your notes, it makes things a lot easier. And the more that you do it, the more comfortable you get. The more comfortable you get, the better you'll be able to perform, and the easier it is, and the more you'll be able to do. I'm a firm believer right now that everything is changing for online course creators and YouTubers. And the big change that I see, I actually ran into a couple posts yesterday. I think it was posts that I found on Facebook or LinkedIn. And there's a number of people who are having trouble selling courses. Now, I've talked about in the past, selling courses, creating online courses. I didn't name my business online course business. It's training site business. It's about teaching online, creating an education business, and online courses is just a tiny part of that. Now, the reason is because it is fun creating online courses. There is a lot of online courses being created, but I think personally what's happening is it's turning into more of a training site with live teaching and live streams and cohorts, which are just groups of people in structured courses with blended learning. So it's both the course and the instructor. So I think this is the big change. And people who are just trying to sell a course, a standalone course, you can definitely use those, but being able to be flexible and add the content live in real time when you're doing a live stream, that's where the value is going to be moving forward. So I'm going to suggest, doing these YouTube live streams, turning them into courses as part of your training site. That's what's going to be happening more. And I think the other thing just with the live streams, you're going to see a lot more people who were course sellers, who are course sellers, are doing more live streams and complementing their training and their teaching with a static course. So let's take a look at these ones and see how they kind of fit in, and you can get some ideas on how you might be able to use those ones. So what would be a good one here? Let me just open one up. I'm going to open up what would be a good one. There's the YouTube check. Let's do this one. I have them in a couple screens. Let me see if I have another one that's easier. Yeah, let's do this one. This one's for courses, online courses. And again, I'll put these all available in the comments so that you have it. So here's a simple one. We'll do this one and make it a little bit bigger so it's easier to see and separate it for you. I didn't have time to format these beforehand, so we'll do that. And here's an example of all of the 20 for each of these courses and YouTube videos, and combined, I have 3 different prompts for you. So the simple one is, how do I generate my course title? Or how do I generate my YouTube title? You can use a simple prompt, and the simple prompt is, generate 5 catchy titles for an online course about this. And if you're getting into the different kind of prompts, and you've heard about doing things like user or role-based prompts, for example, act as if you are an expert educator and online course creator, and generate 5 catchy titles for an online course about a topic, and then say, that's just a simple one to get started, but you're just kind of starting the conversation and having ChatGPT or Claude, one of the AI tools, come back and start giving you some ideas on what you might want to do in a particular topic. If you want to get a little more complex and you're getting a little more comfortable, you just intermediatize it or pump it up a little bit and say, hey, create 10 SEO-friendly course titles about, and for a specific audience, include relevant keywords, and highlight the main benefit. So if you're just starting out on this and you don't have a brand that's existing, one of the things that you're probably looking at is you're publishing or you're going to market your online course and or your YouTube video. Remember, YouTube is the second largest search engine behind Google, right? So if you're doing a course, you want to SEO or search engine optimize the description and the course title, you're going to have to make it SEO friendly. The same thing on YouTube. If you don't have a lot of subscribers, you don't have a lot of people who are already following you, you have to make sure that your YouTube title and description is search engine friendly. So this intermediate one says, give me 10 to search from that are on this keyword, act as if you are, and this is the topic and style that you want. And what's the main benefit for people? So you got 10 to choose from to get started. And then the next one is you can start going and start playing around and saying, develop 15 compelling titles for a course of 7 modules or 10 modules, whatever, about this topic, and include problem solving, peaking titles, optimizing, and emotional appeal. So those are just 3 examples, kind of a beginner, intermediate, more complex, that you can use just for titles. Just for titles. If you want to go on and start going to the next one, you just take a look at it and say, let's do this one here, and I'll make that one a little bit bigger so you can see it again. So here's one here, course writing description. If I say, well, what's the course description going to be? And again, these are just 3 ones. These are ones that you can get some ideas with and say, write a brief 100-word description for an online course about. See what you get, start that conversation with the tool. Intermediate, 250-word course with a description, include the learning outcomes, target audience, and a compelling call to action. The third one is 500-word description, incorporate keywords for SEO, that kind of stuff. So just to give you an example of what happens when you do that, if you go to training sites, here's one that just did recently. Let me see if we've got a example up here that we can get brought up. We'll open up some of the courses, and the description used to, have to sell or create a description. Here's one here that I just created. This particular course description was just from a prompt similar to the one that we did, and I've now got the title, all the, why the course a game changer, what people will learn, who the course is for, what sets it apart, what's a bonus, a call to action, and then it's got the course material. So this was all created with a prompt to get people started. So on each of these, I've got these 3 different prompts available for you, and you'll be able to use them to get started. I'm not going to go through all of them. You see how they work here, but we've got them all set up for all of the different tasks that you're going to be able to or want to be able to use when you get started. Now, if you look, YouTube ones are easy because if you go to a YouTube video, there's less sort of tasks that are done to create the YouTube video. It's like, what's the title? What's the actual description of the course? What are some of the tags that I'm going to use? You can create some of those hooks and pieces, but at the bare minimum, you've got to have like a title, a thumbnail, a description, and some tags. That's the kind of start for it. If you only are getting started, don't be afraid to just use those ones and start filling stuff out and then adding to the hooks and micro hooks, the story, the case studies, the examples, the video script. Again, all of these can be great enhancers, not only for the quality of it, but more importantly for your speed to fill them out. Right now, when I go take a look at the materials that I'm creating through here, you'll find that I'm able to do a video a day right now. If I do, let me see this video here just to see how long I've been going on this one. Yeah, so I'm at 23 minutes right now. It takes me about an hour a day to do these videos as a live stream. So that includes doing the research, using the tools, creating the title, the image in Canva based on some information I get from the prompt, all sorts of variations that are available for me, and these are all just from some simple prompts to get started. If you want to find out more about this, of course, come and check out trainingsites.io. We have a whole bunch of videos, and we're adding more every day. Courses based on these YouTube videos that I'm actually creating. We're building courses based off the YouTube videos, or turning the YouTube videos into courses and using AI prompts to do that. But if you want to learn how to do it yourself, come visit trainingsites.io. It's on the screen there, the URL, if you want to do it yourself. The other thing is if you are there and you go, it's just not for me, I want to make sure that I get some help doing it, or I just don't have time to learn it. I've got my other business, I'm doing other things, but I really want to create YouTube videos and I really want to create online courses and build out a training site and an education business. Just book some time with us here. Again, the link is below, and you can book some time with me. I'd love to speak to you, find out what you're up to, give you some feedback as to how you can basically take either courses if you want to do it yourself, or some next steps, or give you some of the information on the packages we have for starting and building and growing your education business. Of course, like, subscribe to the channel. We do these every day. I'm having a blast do them. I think you will too. Once you get started, just use some of these prompts to get some ideas and you'll be away to the races. My name's James Maduke, companiestrainingsites.io. Take care, expect the best, starting, building, and growing your online education business.